Last time in A Tale of Two Cities. As the city of Baldur's Gate finally came into view, a collective sigh of relief and awe washed over the party. Their long journey had brought them to the doorstep of civilization once again, but for a place said to be a bastion of order, the atmosphere was anything but. Walking through the outer city, Terran's trained eyes caught a shadowy figure tailing them from the crowd, a sign he recognized from his own ties to the guild. Just as they began to wonder about their curious observer, the towering basilisk gate loomed before them, and all thoughts were momentarily forgotten. The gateway into Baldur's Gate was a hotbed of tension and chaos. Scores of Eltergard refugees pleading for entry found themselves facing the hard-set faces of Flaming Fist soldiers. The crowd's mood soured, anger bubbling over until it finally erupted into a violent surge. The Flaming Fist responded in kind, quashing the rebellion with a heavy hand, beating down the desperate souls who were only asking for nothing more than safety. Amid the chaos, Terran managed to make contact with the shadowy figure he had noticed earlier. Through a secret language of thieves' cant, a deal was struck. Access within the city in exchange for valuable information on Elturel. Terran offered just enough to stoke the flames of rumor, but not enough to burn down any houses. Once they'd slipped through a hidden gap in the wall, Terran conversed further with a mysterious guild agent. He learned that Elturgard refugees were forbidden entry due to a spike in street murders, the work of the Cult of the Dead 3. Hellriders were also being arrested on sight, considered harbingers of doom for Baldur's Gate. In a hasty farewell, tinged with a sense of sudden urgency, the guild agent made an offer. If the party wished, they could help the guild. There was a contact currently staying at Elfsong Tavern tonight, with valuable information on the cultists terrorizing the city. They could go there and find this information to bring it back. And with that, the agent melted back through the hole to the other side of the wall, leaving the party with yet another choice to make in a city that was fast becoming a labyrinth of moral and mortal quandaries. As they stepped further into the bustling streets of Baldur's Gate, each party member felt the weight of their choices and the lives that now hung in the balance. The road ahead was fraught with peril, but also opportunity. A crossroads between a newfound home and the shadows that lurk within. And so, with cautious optimism, the party has delved deeper into the maze that is Baldur's Gate. And thus brings us to the present moment, where the patchy rays of a mid-afternoon sun flicker across the cobblestone streets, both illuminating and casting shadows on the motley of faces that make up the teeming masses of Baldur's Gate. The air buzzes with gossip and rumor, whispers about the fallen Elturel and a gate under lock and key. Yet, above all that noise, a single name seems to beckon you from the mouths of those who speak in hushed tones. Tarina, a contact of the guild, currently residing at the infamous Elfsong Tavern. She might just contain the information you need to navigate the treacherous currents of the city's underworld, and to further illuminate the mysteries that seem to grow darker before you at each passing moment. Your footsteps echo with purpose, each glance over your shoulder reminding you in a city that's a living labyrinth of deceit. Secrets can either be your best weapon or your undoing, with the fading daylight serving as a constant, hurried reminder of the day's impermanence. You make your way across Baldur's Gate. Your journey has brought you this far, from the ashes of Elturel itself, within the closed gates of Baldur's Gate, and now into the Lion's Den. With the faces of the refugees you've left behind still fresh in your minds, the question that persists isn't if you can afford to go to Elfsong Tavern, but rather, can you afford not to? What are we doing?
Well, I'm pretty intimidated by this place. I was just barely getting used to the hustle and bustle of El Terrell before everything fell apart, so I don't really know what the heck is going on here. Is anyone from here that might be able to get us to the right place?
Yeah, Taryn's familiar with Baldur's Gate. He's happy to lead us to the elf song.
I'd be happy to follow.
I've never left Elturel, so I'll follow your lead.
Don't wait for me.
All right, everyone, keep your eyes ahead. No staring at anyone. Keep your pockets.
Salvatore's just
deep in your pockets.
Salvatore's gonna hear that advice and just kind of like tighten up his backpack a little bit and put his straw hat on. It's like a kind of security blanket, fasten it tightly, and get real close behind Taryn.
Right on.
All right. So, here is the overmap of Baldur's Gate. As you kind of see different locations and find different points of interest, I will have them revealed. You should be able to see a number of pins on the map, and if you hover over them, it'll kind of tell you what it is. If you click on it, it may open up a little menu thing that kind of tells you a little bit of information. We are currently right here.
Okay.
Baldur's Gate. You've just made your way inside. So, sounds like you're going to the Elf Song Tavern right away?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aaron, would I be able to, get a message, to someone, or send a letter from the tavern?
Yeah, from the tavern, unlikely. Who are you trying to send a message to? Are you
My
looking
mother.
for animals? Or?
No, my mother. It's very important.
Sure, there's birds all over the place.
Okay,
Mostly pigeons.
okay, yeah, maybe that would work. Okay.
Yeah, if you want, we can find a good dog fight.
Really? You're gonna
Oh,
start
yeah.
the day like that?
I never ended the day like that.
And she,
There really are. If you guys are interested, we can find some fights.
where are they?
Oh, Darren quickly realizes the error of his ways. So, it's just a joke. Off
Not
the Elf Song
funny.
Tavern, shall we?
Not funny. And then you smell a skunk smell under your nose as she says,
Darren says, "Oh, the horticulturalist must be around here somewhere."
Okay. Can I get someone to roll me a D20, please?
I'll do it. Oh, you got it.
All right.
How about that? No, that's what you're looking for. That's sweet 2.
Oh, yes. You make your way through the city, noticing how pretty cramped it is. The lower city isn't bad, but it definitely is in some state of disrepair. Could use a little bit of work. There's definitely signs of poverty around. The streets are often choked with people moving around, doing their business, as well as people just standing around, not appearing to do a whole lot of anything. The way forward is easy enough. Perhaps a little difficult now and again trying to find and follow the low standing halfling as he expertly navigates through the crowd. After a few minutes, Taryn escorts you a little bit west down a main street, turning a corner before the Elf Song Tavern comes into view.
You're welcome.
So is this it? Which building is it? Or do we just do we have to ask to get in, or do we just walk in? There's no one like guarding it or anything. Open to all.
It does not look like anyone is guarding it, no.
Would it? Oh yeah.
Taryn comfortably walks in.
I'm just vibing off of Taryn's confidence and following him in tow.
All right.
This guy knows. Let's do it.
Vishara will follow. She's like unfamiliar in the space because it's new, but not uncomfortable.
Zulin is very uncomfortable. She is nervous to beat heck, and she's looking all around her.
I think I might have forgot to give you guys this quest thing, but that is the quest, Help the Guild.
Okay.
All right. And we all have the map. Can you guys see?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How do we pin it again down to the numbers?
Yes, the numbers at the very bottom of Fantasy Grounds, you can put it right on one of those. And then when you click on it, or if you press the F button associated, it will open it up.
Right.
And then you can
how do I get it?
Oh,
how do I assign it to them?
so the little dragon icon thing, you drag that
over
onto
there.
it. Yep.
Ah, the dragon icon.
Yeah,
Okay,
it used to be a shield,
Perfect.
but they changed the what do you call it? The theme.
UI.
So
Yep. Perfect. Okay, thank you. And one more question: is there a way to increase the resolution? Like everything's really big on this thing.
the mouse wheel can zoom in and out.
Yeah,
Or-
on the window, but like all the entire application, I'd love to run at a higher resolution.
That I'm not sure of. I can look into that
Okay. Okay, that's okay. It just takes up a lot of room, like a lot of big icons and stuff.
though. Okay.
Okay.
I know you can do that on your computer, but I don't know if you can do that on Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Okay.
will look into that though.
Okay, that's okay. I can do the same. I wouldn't worry about it.
Got it. Okay. So, Taryn, you're confident. You've been around this area. You know where things are. You know what the deal is. Elf Song, popular tavern. A lot of people go to Baldur's Gate to see the Elf Song Tavern, in fact. Go through the door and you see much of what you've seen many times in the past. Bouncers at the door. A female half-ogre on one side, and a standing suit of armor on the other. They glance at you as you walk in, look you up and down quickly, look at the others. Don't really do much of anything. They don't bother you whatsoever. The tavern itself is pretty packed. There's a lot of people around. Along with that, you will see a number of tokens on the map. These are patrons important enough to actually have a token. So if you see a token, that's someone that, you know, if you talk to, there's like a little thing there. Otherwise, there's a lot more. I just don't have them on tokens. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And are you guys seeing them? I don't see another map. I just see.
Let me push it to you again.
Did you double click on your token?
Does that work?
That works. Yes.
There we go.
Aha.
Okay.
Thank you.
Might have missed that before.
So I'm just Salvatore's gonna nudge Taryn and just be like, so this person we're looking for, you know what they look like at all? You met them before?
No, we'll find out. Let's get comfy, have a few drinks. Don't get too friendly, but I'll start asking around.
All right. So kind of just choose a place and wherever's open we can sit, or you gotta.
Yeah, I always prefer back to the wall if at all possible.
Yeah, show me your favorite place.
All right, so we kind of move in here a little bit. Oh, by the hearth, it's a nice spot.
Salvatore's just walking past each one of these people, just going, howdy, hey,
Yeah.
nice day, how you doing?
Maybe this one back here,
Okie doke.
close to the bar. Good vantage point.
All right. As you move in, a serving man comes up over here. Hi, good evening. How you doing? What can I get you? I'll get you served right up nice.
Rails.
Do you have an alcohol? Is that what they serve here?
Oh,
We do.
of course we got alcohol. We got lots of it.
What's the good kind?
Good kind. What are you looking for? We got stouts. We got some dwarven ales, even wines if you're into that sort of thing, coming from the elven forests. Nearly anything you can think of. Me myself, I like a good porter.
Porter. I turn to Taryn. I'm like, what do you drink? What do you get here? I got like no money.
I'll get the first round. Ales all around.
Water for me, thank you.
Righto,
You'll
righto.
probably feel better. You'll probably feel better with the ale than the water.
Hi.
I can get you a gallon right away for about 2 silvers. How's that sound to you?
Salvatore's jaw drops.
Actually, I have no frame of reference on what things cost in this world.
That's the typical price.
Okay.
So let's see. A mug of ale is 4 copper. A gallon of ale is 2 silver. A pitcher of wine is 2 silver, and a fine bottle of wine is 10 gold pieces.
Oh my.
That's just under the food, drink, and lodging.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So ale all around. That's a fine price. Sure.
All right, I'll be right there with you then.
Thanks, mate.
You see, he goes up to the bar and kind of says something to an older, well, perhaps old, still looks rather young, middle-aged for an elf. Half-elf. Yeah, it's definitely a half-elf. He's got a little bit of scruff on his chin.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had ale before. What's it like?
There's only one way to find out. It's very earthy. Hops, but it's plants. It's just aged plant.
Then that should be good, yes.
Yeah, I think you'll love it. All right. So now we need to find about this Tarina.
Yeah.
Unknown half orcs. Maybe we'll start with the bartender.
I mean, I kind of have a way with words. I could just ask. You want me to just ask? People are friendly here, right?
Go for it. Taryn sits back and ready to enjoy the show.
Okie dokie. Well, Salvador just kind of like juts out here and bellies up to the bar. Kind of croons his neck over and says, "Hey, not to interrupt. I know you're busy getting people's drinks, but we're looking for a friend. Do you know most of the folks in this area?"
Oh, no worries, no worries. Yeah, I know a lot of people. You make a lot of friends bartending the elf song. Who are you looking for? You got a name, description? See a lot of people too.
Yeah, I guess. I've been told to look for a Tarina. Supposed to be meeting up with her. Left a note. Trying to find out maybe if I beat her here or not.
All right, Salvatore, please make me an insight check. At the mention of the name Tarina, you see the bartender's eyes squint a little bit. Takes a pause. Probably wouldn't have been noticeable to most people, because it wasn't a long pause, but he definitely paused, kind of like gave you a really quick look up and down. Tarina, might sound familiar. I don't know. You got a description? What are you looking for her for?
It's been a minute since we've met. And we kind of have a little thing where we leave each other notes. She said she wanted to meet up, and here we are.
I can't really say. Tarina. I mean, the name sounds familiar. I need a bit more of a description, however.
Well, here's the thing, pal, and I kind of like Salvatore kind of leans in a little more. Here's the thing. This is kind of embarrassing to admit, but Tarina and I are kind of what you call pen pals. Never actually met. This was kind of going to be like a first time thing, and she just said she'd be here and to look for her. I don't know if it was some kind of game or not, but I mean, I'm into it. You feel me? It's kind of mysterious and cute, and I don't know. I just thought like maybe she's let the bartender know like, hey, I'm meeting up with my friend Salvatore. We've never met before. I don't know. I'm just
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm not even gonna have you roll that.
Yeah.
Your persuasion. He kind of like his gaze lingers on you a little bit, and he's just like. Sorry, pen pals. Never really knew about that thing. Well, yeah, Tarina's actually staying here, and then he kind of like dips a little lower, and he's like, she asked me to be more confidential. You know what I mean? She's upstairs right now, likes to gamble. You'll probably catch her, but again, please, don't pass this along. She asked me.
Classic Tarina.
Yeah. Asked me to be quiet, but who am I to stop love, right? Here's that picture you were asking for, by the way. And he slaps it on the table, gives you a wink.
Oh, thank you kindly. I will take this back to my table, and I will keep it on the down low. I won't give away any secrets, but thank you for helping love find love. And I'm just going to take that picture and walk it back to the table.
He reaches out very quickly and kind of grabs you by the shoulder, and he says, not sure where you're from, pal, but here I gotta take payment up front. I hope you understand.
Right. Yes. Right. How much was that again?
2 silvers.
Two silvers. I know where to find my money in this game.
You have 15 gold. 1 gold is 10 silver.
So I look over and I go, you wouldn't be able to make change, would you?
I do pretty well in business. I could make change. What do you got?
All right. Why don't I give you a gold and you keep 1 extra silver for yourself?
I won't say no to that. Thank you kindly. Thank you very kindly, sir.
And thank you, friend. And I'll take that exchange and make my way back over to the table.
All right.
Sneak back in here and be like, hey, y'all, I learned something. You want to gather around?
I gather.
Sure.
Tushara's already at the table.
All right, so quick catch up. in case anybody asks, that we don't know, Tyrene and I are now pen pals, and I guess that there's something going on between us. Kind of made it up on the fly. Maybe don't tell her about this if we find her. She's upstairs. She's got a gambling and I'm like pouring people some drinks. She's upstairs and I'm passing them up. Apparently she's got a gambling problem. Pour another one, pass it out. That's all he knows, the fact that she is here and she gambles a lot. I don't know how long you got to be here to develop a gambling problem that the bartender notices, but here we are. And now I know. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Terrence shakes his head in disbelief and newfound respect. He loves it.
Thanks. Salvatore downs one and goes, whew, that is a lot easier to drink than what my mother used to make. That is good.
You just drink it fast like that?
It's not a big cup.
Okay. And then all of a sudden she guzzles it. Because she has no idea, she's never drinking it. So then all of a sudden she guzzles it.
It's a big ball to choke down for your first time. Ale is definitely very earthy, hoppy. You kind of feel the bubbles. It hits the back of your throat and like it hits that reflex, and you choke it down a little bit.
Roll a Constitution save.
If you want to roll a Constitution, you can.
No, I was kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow. I don't know how you swallow that like that.
Well,
Second was a lot easier.
It's definitely
it's quite
different.
a bit easier when you grow up drinking something that was kind of made out back. So welcome change pace for me at least.
Yeah. Wow.
Vishara is drinking her ale a lot more casually. It's not her first time drinking by far.
Terrence smiles and says,
funny.
we drink enough of this, we'll all be talking to animals by the end of the night.
Well, aren't you a funny guy today? My head feels funny. Does it always feel funny when you drink this stuff? Why is stuff moving?
It just means it's working. Don't worry.
It's working?
It's working.
Well, it's working. And Lulan's starting to slur.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but are we on some sort of timeline to find this Tarina, or are we good to kind of just kick it for a couple minutes and finish our drinks? I don't know. How y'all feeling?
Maybe a minute, but these things are best acted upon quickly. She may be up there gambling now, but who knows what it'll be like in 5 or 10.
Oh God.
I said we make haste.
I say we do whatever feels good.
You all hear footsteps kind of coming towards you, and you look to see the barman who had originally helped you kind of going over. It's funny, he kind of like makes his approach known. You might sense that it's pretty common for him to do so. It's a habit of his to make his presence known before he just like stumbles in. But he comes over and says, "All right, I see you got your picture over there. You need me again, go ahead and call on me. My name's Fulton. Nice to meet you, well, and I hope you have a good time at the Elf Song. That over there is Alan Aleth. He actually owns this place. Don't hesitate. I'll be here all night."
Sorry, what was his name one more time?
Alan Aleth.
Alan.
You don't know Alan?
Sorry, I'm at the barkeep. I was taking notes.
Should we know, Alan?
Oh, Alan, he's been here for ages. He recently turned 75. Crotchety old half-elf he is. He's on the Elf Song for quite some time. I'm surprised. Well, I guess if you haven't been to Baldur's Gate before, but if you're a local, everybody knows Alan.
Would I know him?
You would know of Alan. Definitely. You would know that he's the owner of this establishment and he runs it and everything, but whether or not you've actually met him, I don't know. That's up to you.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have. Okay.
All right, then. If I can't do anything else for you, I got some other customers to go see what's going on. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Fulton. Taryn would see no reason why he would need to talk to others. I know it's kind of almost like, video game, like instinct to go talk to all the NPCs. But, he's here on a mission. These are just, as far as he knows, any other patrons there. Doesn't need to chat up the owner at all. This is just a bar. A famous one, but a bar nonetheless, and he's mission-minded.
I'm inclined to think that normally I'd want to meet a lot of new people, but considering I just watched a city sink into the ground, I have other priorities.
So, Terrence says, shall we?
Put my empty ale glass down and say, I'm ready when you are.
Right. And is Ymior blocking the way?
He is another barman, but he's kind of like talking with someone by the entrance to the steps. He looks like he's already been drinking himself a little bit. When he notices you approach, oh, sorry, I'm in the way. Oh, don't mind me.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Excuse us.
And I'll just go up the stairs.
All right.
Yeah.
So it should teleport you to another map.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Zashara is helping Lulin walk, given how drunk she got, that fast.
Yeah. Here, you need a flower, and he needs a flower, and Lulin's just pointing, and flowers are popping up into people's hands.
You all get flowers.
And you get a flower.
Zashara takes the flower that pops up in her hand and just tucks it behind Lulin's ear.
Cute.
Thank
So-
you.
Guys, I have I see my token, a black screen, and the toolbar and everything else. Oh,
I'm gonna try
maybe it
that.
just takes time.
No, I think it was because that specific point doesn't have a light.
Got it.
That's why you weren't seeing it. So I got you
And
all.
everything else has gone away too. I see 3 characters, but I don't see anything else. I can't move anything.
Uh-oh.
I don't have. Oh, did someone move me?
Yep, I moved you.
Okay.
You see something now?
So I see 3 characters. I hover over, nothing happens.
Okay, let me redo
And all my
this.
other stuff, the toolbars, everything is. Yep.
Close the window and then double click on your token on your character sheet, see if that fixes it.
Well, that's the thing. I don't see any of the other stuff. I might try to slide it over or something, but I don't see anything but.
That's weird. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Can you close the map at all?
I cannot close the map. Where's what's this here? Minimize, close window.
Yeah, close the window and then try to reopen it by double clicking on your character sheet's token, the top right image on your character sheet, and see if
Yeah,
that fixes
I'm
it.
clicking
Maybe it just
close
didn't
window.
load correctly.
Yeah, I'm doing close window. I'm right clicking and doing close window. It's not doing anything. I might just
I'm wondering if you need to reload Fantasy Grounds.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. If it didn't reload,
Okay.
if it didn't load the map correctly, usually that's a fix, is just closing the window. But if you can't even do that,
Yeah, it was just a black screen.
okay.
Okay, I'm rejoining.
I'm gonna use this opportunity for a bio break.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm running into a similar issue, so I'm also going to restart Fantasy Gap.
Well, what the heck?
Aha, I can see now.
You got yours fixed?
Yes.
Fascinating. Okay. Mine's just taking a long time to load here.
Okay. As long as
It's
it
still acquiring
loads.
file list, yeah.
All right, I'm back. How'd we fare with the reset?
We're faring.
Great. Oh, I didn't hold you all up, did I?
No. I'm doing the holding up.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a reset. You came back. We're still waiting on.
Everything's loaded. I see everything again. It's just loading very slowly here. Okay.
Well, while we're waiting, about the time change, just kind of curious. So, there's a 2-hour difference, right? PST, CST.
I'm central.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's 2.
okay, so you would want to start at 6 your time. Was that right?
The latest I could start would be 6.
Okay.
We'll have to figure out if we'll have to figure out what works, if anything.
I might I might be able to swing something where I just like start my day a lot earlier on Wednesdays and just say like, hey, I've got a thing. I got to be out by X o'clock on every other Wednesday or something. That might work. But yeah, let's talk it out.
Yeah.
I want to make it work.
Yeah,
So.
and like I say, I do apologize because I know like
It's fine.
that's a real big like, yeah, it's a downer.
It's life shit. It's all good. It's life shit and a net positive for you, so it's definitely all good. Yeah, there might be some daylight there. I mean, hey, what did the pandemic teach us if not work flexibility? So maybe my day just starts really early on Wednesdays, and y'all
I know if
folks got to deal with it.
I know if we have to do a different day, then I couldn't do today around this time. Tomorrow around this time.
Because the regardless of day, it sounds like it's still that 6 p.m. start time for you, CT.
Yeah, so I just put in bar chat like my availability afternoons now.
Okay.
But that I mean, if the weekend is possible, that would definitely open up, but I just have to talk to my fiance about the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about that, man.
Well, the big thing with moving to first shift is that I actually have a life now, so I can actually see my fiance. So if we're like seeing each other during the week more, the weekends might open up, but I don't know.
Well,
I just
that's
really
nice.
don't know. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
you can see someone you love. That's important.
Yeah. Well, like we get weekends together, but during the week it's like I see her when I go to sleep, and that's it.
It's rough.
Yeah. I don't know. She still likes me.
So I reloaded Bear Grounds or Fantasy Grounds. Where do I find the map?
Okay, so if you open up your character sheet by clicking on the top left portrait, the top right icon is your token on the character sheet. So if you double click that, it should open up whatever map that your token is on.
Okay, got it.
So everyone let me know when you see the map.
I do see it.
I see it.
I've got another weird thing going on with it though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's something weird with the maps. So like I originally opened up the Elf Song level 1.
Okay, so we are not on level 1. We are on the second floor.
But I've got it there, and it's open. But the level 1 is like blocking half my screen. I can't move it.
Uh-oh.
I can't do anything with it. It's just like stuck there.
If you are you on a PC or a Mac?
I'm on a PC.
Okay, so if you left click and drag, that's how you can move maps, like the actual screen.
The dialogue is unresponsive. Like I can see there's nothing in. I can see the arrow that leads up, that little black silhouette. Everything else is black. The window's black. I see the up diagonal arrow, the question mark, and the red X. That's all. Clicking on that does nothing, and I cannot move that window. When I try to move it, it actually grabs the window behind it and moves it. So it's like displayed there, but
That's probably something broken that's going on. I'm going to reload. Maybe if I reload, it'll fix. Let me do that real quick.
okay.
Because it comes from me, so if I reload, I'm hoping that it'll fix whatever. It wouldn't be online D&D without technical issues, I tell you.
There was I tried one other time before, and they had another program they used, which was quite good.
Foundry?
That sounds right, Foundry.
Yeah, Foundry's great.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like trying to learn Foundry so I can start using it because it's browser based. All right, I'm back in, so guys can try again.
Okay. Rejoin.
Yeah, and it was very intuitive. Like the UI made a lot of sense about like what to do.
Okay.
Like to secret talk to you, it's like /R here, right?
Yeah.
Which is like I don't know what that stands for. It's weird. It's yeah, this one's finicky.
I like Fantasy Grounds because of the DM stuff. As far as I know, Foundry can pretty much do everything the same. It's just a little bit more to learn the language, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have to learn the programming language, basically.
Right. So they don't have a nice interface for DMs. You've got to kind of code a lot of that stuff, huh?
It's one of those things where it's really nice. It's just you can do so much, so it's complicated.
Right.
Yeah, right. like in Fantasy Grounds, I just put an effect and I type certain things in there, and then it just kind of happens. Whereas in Foundry, you have to know all the little what does SQR mean specifically, and it does this thing, and like how to type, where to type in the parentheses, where to put the period and stuff like that. So like I think it's possibly a lot more expansive, maybe, but I don't know. Gotta get into it. Gotta learn it. Which you don't need any of that, to be honest. You can play the game without it. I just like it because I think it speeds combat up.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of taking like 3 hours for a minor combat, you can kind of just like play.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, I'm loaded in.
I'm good.
I'm loaded in. I'm clicking my icon.
Movement is in the basement.
Awesome.
Okay, I think we're good.
Good.
Yay.
Awesome.
Right on.
Okay.
Hey.
Our first encounter.
Yes.
The application.
So, you all make your way to the upstairs in what appears to be something of a gambling den, perhaps. Lit lanterns hang from the rafters in this windowless room. There are rugs covering the wooden floor, and they help dampen the noise from drunken patrons gathered around two large tables. A lot of noise and ruckus, stomping of feet, guffaws, exclamations of joy. And they're all eating and playing games of some sort of dice game. Taryn, you know this game intimately. Very popular in Baldur's Gate. It is called Baldur's Bones.
Excellent. I also see a fellow halfling.
Yes, you do.
I will approach said halfling. Introduce myself. Inquiring whether there's more game to play. Or whether there's room for one more at the table, rather.
Oh, certainly. We actually got a spot just open up. Depends how much cash you brought with you, of course.
What are the stakes?
Oh, we're up to 5 silvers right now.
Seems like a fine place to start.
Righto. Go ahead, ante up. We're about to start a new round.
All right. I beckon back to one of my friends hang around. They're humoring me. What's your name?
My name, Willow Brownbug. Nice to meet you. What might yours be?
Taryn, let me check. Lightfinger.
Taryn Lightfinger. As right a halfling name as ever I heard one.
Indeed. From where do you fare?
Oh, the forests nearby. Made my way into the city. You know, I have to sell some of my wares to make some money, of course. But you know, I have some downtime. Felt like I'd make my way to the Elf Song Tavern. Hear some of the maids' songs. Play some Baldur's Bones. It's fun as long as you can keep up with it.
Yeah, well, let's see how well I do. How do you play? I ask.
You don't know how to play Baldur's Bones? Oh, well, simple enough. Everybody rolls a dice, of course, and you make sure you want to hide that. You need to know your number. And then once everybody has their dice rolled, we go around the table, and everybody gets to roll up until they count to 21. If you go over 21, you bust. Whoever's closest to 21 wins, and they win the pot.
Salvatore over here in this is gonna nudge Vishara and be like, this just sounds like Jack Snails. We used to play this all the time back at home, but who the hell is Baldur and why are we playing with his bones?
Feel free to join us at the table.
What are they doing?
Vishara laughs at that. Donovan was gonna ask about that. Is there more room at the table, or?
There appear to be more spots opening up right now. As you have come up and Taryn kind of moved over, a number of people get up and push away from the table, and they don't seem all too happy. Seems like they're not taking a whole lot of coins away with them. There's one woman, this one, who is gathering up all the coins and bringing them back to her side of the table, laughing. Oh, well, it's been a pleasure playing this fine game of Baldur's Bones with you. You know, sometimes the luck just hits you. What can I say? Baldur's smiling on me today.
Salvatore's gonna lean over to her and be like, you know, it's actually called Jack Snail.
Who's Snail?
Who's Baldur?
Who's Baldur? She looks around at you, Lulin. She looks at Taryn, looks at the other person, like, incredulously. Like, are you for real, sir? Baldur.
You don't know who Jack's tail is, so, I mean, you know, I think it's a fair question.
Well,
you don't know
suppose,
Jack, I don't know Baldur.
Well, I suppose, you know Baldurin? He doesn't exactly go by Baldur. Baldur's short for Baldurin.
Short. Okay. Yeah, you probably can tell I'm not from here.
Yes, I can. Well, that's all right. I can tell you all about Baldurin if you care to sit, and you have the coin for it.
How much does it cost to learn about Baldur again?
Oh, learning about Baldur costs nothing, but playing the game costs 5 silver each ante.
Each ante. Okay, I'm just gonna look at my little coin purse here. Yeah, I got it in me. I'm gonna turn over to Lulin and be like, Lulin, you wanna join us for this?
Sure, but I don't have any money.
Maybe you can just help.
Yes, moral support.
I love it. Is it cheating to have moral support?
Take whatever you need. I'm
Sounds
on a
like
hot streak, you might need it.
Alright, I'm in.
And when she says that, the other woman on the other side of the table, oh yes, you have been on a hot streak. I am greatly enjoying my time playing this game, but I must say, if you keep this up, if Tymora does not begin shining on me sometime soon, I will not be able to play too much longer. And you see, Willow Brownbug is a halfling wearing a very colorful cape. You see the other woman, who, if anyone wishes to make me a, a proficient religion check, they can. She's got some type of deific symbolry on her. And then you also see the other woman, the one that has been talking to you, the one on the hot streak.
Darren knows a thing or two about hot streaks, and he's looking to ascertain if he can see anything either before they start playing or while they're playing that might indicate why she's so hot.
Okay. Lulin, you know by looking at the symbolry and designs of this woman's clothing, she must be an acolyte of Savras, god of divination and fate.
Mm-hmm. This
You there. You must be an acolyte. Is that right?
Oh, yes, I am. My Lord Savras. I like to look at the stars. I have yet to complete my rituals to attain clerichood, but my studies are going quite well. I'm enjoying my time.
what would you say you study? Sorry.
Oh, the stars, fate. I look into tea leaves. I'm still kind of learning the shapes, but it's very interesting.
Salvatore's eyes narrow in skepticism, and I kind of look back up at Lubin.
Don't balk at her. My mom is an amazing cleric and priestess. I'm sure that you, my dear, will be just as wonderful.
Oh, my, thank you so much. All right. No time for everyone's life story. We playing or not? And this woman slaps 5 silver on the table and looks around at everybody. Who's in?
Vishara's in.
Okay.
Muller always said easy come, easy go, and I throw 5 silver out.
Okay. She says, okay, well, I won the last one, so I'll go first. So what you're going to do is you are going to take a d6 and you're going to roll it in the tower. The only reason why you roll it in the tower is so that the other people do not see yours. I will let you know what you roll.
We can all go now, or? Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
go ahead. All right. Oh yeah, I got 2 other people. All right, so everybody has rolled 1 dice, keeping your numbers secret. Basically, you keep rolling as much as you want to, in as many turns, and you decide when to stop. Okay, so it goes in turns.
If we bust, do we gotta let everybody know, or?
If you bust, you're out. The woman will go. Oh, hold up. You will roll once. That's her. Okay, so she rolls twice, rolls 3 times. Rolls a 4th time. Fifth time. Rolls a 6th time. and she says, "All right, I'll sit on that. Now you go." All right, Taryn, go ahead. You rolled this. All right. Are you rolling again, or are you sitting? Okay. Willow is going to go. He is going to sit on that. Vishara. Go ahead.
And then I'll sit there.
Okay. And then the priestess. Just gonna hold one. That's our second one. Another one. Fourth. And she is going to exclaim in joy, "Oh! Oh! That's good! I'm going to sit!" And then she looks over to you, Salvatore.
I'm gonna pick up some die in my hand, and I'm gonna hold them out to Lulin, and I'm gonna say, "Moral support."
Moral support.
He's gonna roll 3 right away. All right. Go. Keep going.
You know it.
Okay.
Just to be sure, so the total. Okay, you did the total second.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Well.
All right, keep going.
You know it.
going?
All right, I think I'm gonna stay right there.
All right. And then when it gets back to the woman, she says, all right, on the count of 3, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3. And she opens her hands to reveal the dice that she had. And she leans back with a smile on her face. Can anyone beat a 20? And then
I can tie you for it.
The what?
I can tie you for it.
You can tie me for it. But the woman across from her says, oh, I got to 21. I got to 21. I win. I win. Doesn't that mean I win? The woman says, hi, yes it does. You finally won a hand. Lucky lady. We'll see. We'll see. And then the money...
Did Tyrion notice anything untoward as people were rolling?
You did not.
Okay.
Yep. Everything seems straight to you. I was using your passive.
Great.
And the woman says, you said your name was Rahima, right? Yes, that is my name, Rahima. Rahima Sajiresa. You're very welcome, Rahima. You can take a little bit of my gold, but I think I'll be taking that back in short order. All right. Do we want to do one more?
Can I try to roll your dice?
Sure, we'll go
How it works.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do another. And just as we're all kind of rolling and talking, mention, you guys heard what happened in El Terrell?
Willow pipes up. Oh, heard. More like everybody saw what happened. The waters surged, went across to the east. A lot of boats ended up getting sank. But other than that, I'm not really sure what happened. I think I heard that it disappeared. And the woman above you says...
I heard the same. Sorry, go ahead.
And the woman above you says, yeah, Heltergard, you ask me, they were asking for it, all high and mighty over there. Nothing like the city of Baldur and over here, where you can really make a name for yourself.
Taryn agrees. Sticks up their butt over in El Terrell. Always feeling superior to us. Us Baldurians.
If you ask me, it's a good thing they're arresting them Hellriders on sight. Doing nothing but stoking fear in the city. Heard they were spreading rumors that Baldur's Gate's supposed to be next. You ask me, they had it coming to themselves. They caused it. I
So
think
I'll
us
turn
over
across
here
the table and say, a lot of people died. A lot of innocent people died.
She looks you straight in the eye and says, a lot of people die here every day. A lot of innocent people every night. You don't see anyone batting eyes at that.
Don't see much people celebrating it either.
Oh,
Guess that
I'm
makes you special, doesn't it?
not celebrating as much as I am just stating things as I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you in for another?
Taryn looks at Salvatore kind of like what are you doing, man? Like beseeches him to kind of play along here, right?
I pick it up.
Right on. Taryn looks like I'm Taryn. What's your name?
I go by Alyssa.
You go by Alyssa. Well, Alyssa, I heard tale that. And can I do an insight?
Yes. Go ahead and roll an insight.
I'm super skeptical of that. Could I assist? Because I was about to ask the same thing.
You can roll an insight as well.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
GM, can you point to which one you're talking about as Alyssa?
This one.
Thank you.
That's funny.
All right. Taryn rolls a 16 and Salvatore rolls an 8. Salvatore, you're you're still kind of perturbed about what she said about El Terrell. That definitely got you. kind of a B word. You're paying too much attention to that and how it kind of made you feel. You think, yeah, okay, this Alyssa, I don't like her. I don't like her already. Taryn, she lied. Her name's definitely not Alyssa. Mm-hmm. You picked up quite subtly on a lot of those cues, and you know that was a straight, blatant lie.
Yeah. And did I get any cues from the others, like the halfling or Rahima, that they had lied about? I guess it's sort of past tense. I didn't think about it at the time. Did that all seem truthful, that those were their names?
Yes.
Okay, so he's just kind of go process of elimination type of thing.
Yep.
So he strikes it back up. Well, Alyssa, well met. I heard tale that there were cultists involved in the destruction of El Terrell.
Okay. She's kind of busy looking at the dice, kind of like spinning them around, whatever, picking out which ones she wants to use to roll and everything. Doesn't look at you, but she says, "Oh yeah, cultists? How so?"
Well, I hear tale that during Ravenguard's speech, cultists broke out, started stabbing, slaying general unniceties.
Well, there's a lot of cults in the world. All right, here's my 5. And then she plops the 5 silver on the table. How about we raise the stakes a little bit this round? We'll go take our turns, and if you think you got a good hand, you can add to the pot. If you want to roll after someone adds, you have to add that in. You have to call it. How's that sound to you?
Yeah, I put my money there.
Great. So, Rahima, you start this time since you won. Oh, okay. So 5 silver, right? Do I put the other money in right away, or no, honey? Oh, here, just start out like normal. I'll let you know what you got to do. Okay. She puts her 5 silver on the table, and she is going to begin rolling. She rolls 1 and says, "Okay, I want to roll again. Do I add money?" "No, only if you want to." Okay, well, I'm going to add another silver to bring it up to 6, and I'm going to roll again. 1 more silver. Ooh, this is fun. This is going to be a big pot. I don't know. I'll just roll another dice. I'm going to sit there. All right, so the pot is now currently up to 7 silver. Salvatore, you are in, so you already have the 5 silver. You can choose to exit, or you can call it, and you can roll.
Remind me where we're at again.
7 silver.
All right, I'm in.
Okay. Go ahead and begin rolling your dice.
Luling, you got my moral support.
Of course. And she puts a flower in your hair.
Love it. Thank you.
All right. Do you want to increase the pot? Do you want to stay where you're at and roll again, or are you done?
May I increase the pot by 2 silver and then roll again?
Okay. All right. Staying in?
Well, I figure I better stay right there.
All right.
Thank you for the flower, by the way, Lulin. It's beautiful.
You're welcome.
The other, as yet unidentified. Oh, she goes by Alyssa, so I'll just change her name to that. Alright, Alyssa is going to go now. Alright, 9 silver. Might as well just bring it up to a gold right away. She tosses a gold coin on the table and begins rolling. Okay. Just doing mental math in her head. Alright. We got... Let's see, Lulin was keeping an eye, and Terran's keeping an eye. Passive perceptions. Yeah, Lulin and Terran, you both saw something. Go ahead and make me perception checks.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. There we go. Dirty 20.
Terran and Lulin, you swear you saw something, but I don't know. Could have just been a fidget. And she is going to sit back contentedly. Alright. I'm gonna sit there, but not before I add a few more silvers. Let's keep it interesting. I've gained a lot of money. Let's put some of it back on the table. She counts out 10 silver pieces. Puts it on the table. So the pot is up to 2 gold pieces at this time. Terran, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I call.
Okay.
Is she holding the dice that she rolled it, or is it on the table?
They're on the table. So basically what you're doing is there's a whole bunch of dice, and you roll individual dice, hiding the result, and the dice that you roll have to stay put, so that when everybody kind of reveals what they rolled, everything can be counted.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Is there an opportunity to kind of flip die around when people...
If you're really good at sleight of hand, you definitely could.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll continue to roll.
All right. Keeping going, or are you staying?
I think I'll stay. And I'll look Alyssa in the eye and throw a gold piece in.
Oh.
Salvatore's eyes just get really wide and kind of leans back in his chair just enough for the hat to kind of tip back a little bit.
All right. Taryn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say you can either take 10 or you can roll a deception check.
Take 10?
Yep, so take 10 basically means you act as if you rolled a 10. So with your deception of -2, it would be an 8, or you can roll it.
Gotcha. I think I'm gonna roll it. And do I know what I'm rolling against or for? Or is it?
Basically, so, you're putting that gold piece and then Alyssa is doing something, so I'm just trying to see.
Got it. Okay, I'll roll. Dirty 1.
All right. Alyssa is kind of like sitting back contented with a slight smirk on her face, and she sees you tossing this gold coin, and her eyes narrow very slightly. And you see her eyes very quickly scan your body, and they see something. And then her eyes like kind of go back to normal, and her smirk kind of gets a little bit bigger. Ever so unnoticeable to normal people.
Mm-hmm.
But her hands and fingers make a motion. And she signs to you in thieves' cant. Well, howdy doody.
Right. We're doing this here. I sign back.
She signs. We can finish this game. 2 winners share a pot, I believe.
2 winners share a pot. 2 winners share some conversation, some information. Yeah, that sounds good. What do you say to that?
She makes the sign of agreement.
Great. Let's finish this game. Good luck. I sign back.
So all of this happens very quickly, and then you see her and her smile. Oh, by the way, Rahima, if you wish to stay in, you have to call the pot. I'm gonna do that right now. And then she takes out a gold coin, puts it on the table. Rahima is kind of like biting her nails. Oh, I'm nervous. I'll call it. I'll do it. Yes. And then she kind of counts in her coin purse, counts out silvers, looks through some coppers, and she puts out a total of 3 gold pieces out to call. And then Willow is going to say, it's too rich for my blood. I don't make that much on my herbs. And he says, well, I said I was in it, so here's the 5 silver. Alyssa, you are just too rich for my blood. And then he is going to walk away. Vishara, do you wish to continue?
Vishara will not.
Okay, so it's just 5 silver for joining in the first place. And then Rahima says, Salvatore, I think it's up to you. Are you staying in, or are you dropping out? I guess the term would be.
I've played enough Jack Stale to know that this is not my game. I'm out.
All right. Oh, I love this part. It's so exciting. Everybody reveal. And she opens up her hands, and you all see the count of 18. However, both Alyssa and Taryn, oddly enough, got a total of 21 on the nose.
Wow.
Alyssa
That's
says,
something else.
"What are the odds of that? Well, two winners share the pot. I'm good with it. I've already gotten my earnings for the day." And she does have a sizable gathering of coins at her side. She splits her hand down the middle of the pot. A total of 4.5. Yeah, 4.5 gold pieces, so 5 silvers, and then 4 gold pieces. She splits her hand down the middle, pushes one side to her, and the other side to you, Taryn.
Mm-hmm.
Lulu
Pull it in.
her hand down on top of her hand.
What did Lulin do?
She slammed her
Lulin?
hand down on top of Alyssa's.
Oh,
Alyssa
What
freezes
are you doing?
and looks at Lulin. She says, "Is there a problem, ma'am? It's considered impolite to do what you're doing right now."
Salvatore scooches back in his chair a little bit, makes room to get up.
You and cheated at this game to win so luckily, have you?
She responds with an icy, hard stare, unblinking. "I'd be very careful going around spitting accusations such as that in such a fine establishment as the Elf Song. Don't know who you might end up pissing off."
Salvatore's just gonna nudge her elbow to elbow and kind of look up at her and be like, and shake his head back and forth. In a no motion.
Well,
Said,
I just wouldn't want you to be dishonest with these fine people.
Taryn
course
jumps in and
not.
says,
Go ahead.
"Forgive her, yeah." Like she's new to the ways of the world. Sheltered. She means no disrespect.
Lulin makes a skunk smell underneath.
Salvatore takes the flower that Lulin put in his hair and kind of puts it up to his nose to mask the skunk smell.
Easy enough, all good, all is well. Baldur's Gate is a veritable melting pot of different cultures. Isn't that right, Rahima? This entire time she's staring daggers at Lulin. Still. But, of course, no. We wouldn't want anyone to be cheated out of their hard day's earnings. I wouldn't dream of it.
Insight check.
Alright, roll insight.
Ah,
You catch a smirk on her face as she says that. She's obviously lying and kind of enjoying the fact that she's saying she would never cheat anybody because she obviously would.
Lulin is going to summon Beartooth.
Oh shit. Okay. So, you all see as Rahima's kind of just sitting there in rapt attention, just enjoying everything that has to do, and there's a number of gamblers around. They just don't have tokens, but there's a lot of people up here, each gambling, playing Baldur's Bones. There's a lot of money on the table and everything. You see this large creature form out of nowhere. A bear.
Jesus.
A grizzly bear. Wreathed in ice.
Oh
Icicles
my God.
protruding from its fur. It appears in a space nearby as a number of the crowd actually kind of gets pushed to the side. And as he does, cries of alarm from many of the people. Monster! A few of them who have been drinking run downstairs. What do you
Salvatore
do?
just hops up. It's okay. You know, the exit is this way, and he starts like directing people out. There's nothing to worry about. It's just a scary bear. You're all good. I'm gonna look over to Lulin and really like, what in the hell is going on here? Like, we doing this right now?
Loon slowly looks at you and smiles, and then looks back at, glaring at Alyssa, and then tells Beartooth to roar in her face and intimidate her.
Aaron
All right.
steps between them immediately. Like, pushes Alyssa back behind and protects her. Glares at Lula and says, "What are you doing? Violence? That's your answer? Weren't you just preaching to us about your pacifism? Over a game of dice? What is wrong with you? Send that bear home."
All right, Lulin, go ahead and make me a charisma check using Beartooth. Do you see the stat block?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and click the C by charisma, and that'll be the intimidation check as that happens. Okay, so we got a 9. Taryn and Lulin. So you guys, because it's player to player, you can choose whether you want to resolve it purely in role play, or what you can do is Taryn can make an intimidation, or he can make a persuasion check or intimidation, whatever, and then Lulin, you can decide how Lulin responds through rolls. It's up to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of said, if we're role playing, and I've said what it would say.
Okay. So, do you guys want to do it with rolls, or do you want to just decide as role play? Because what we can do now is, so Taryn said what he said, and he can use a persuasion check, and then Lulin, you can use the result of his roll to inform your decision.
Yes, I think
Okay.
I would like to roll. Have him
Okay.
roll.
Taryn, go ahead and make me a check. Are you trying to intimidate, or are you trying to persuade?
What would be? Is it persuasion regardless?
It sounds like persuasion to me.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely persuasion. So
Okay.
you want it in the tower, or I guess publicly, right?
You can do it publicly, yeah. Ooh. 19 down to 17. Okay, Lulin. So you can use that 17 to inform you. A 10 is average, so that is pretty good. It probably would be very persuasive, but what you can also do is you can just make a either charisma or intelligence check. Yeah, you can make a intelligence or a charisma check.
Boy.
Okay. So that's 17 verse 7. It appears that Taryn is persuading you. What do you do? What do you say?
Beartooth just kind of roars and then sits back on his haunches.
Okay. Beartooth gets right into Rena's face. And you see some of the spittle just kind of fly right at Alyssa. And then a lot of the onlookers just freeze. And suddenly the room goes quiet for a moment.
Salvatore's just gonna lean over to Vishara and be like, "Hey, the hell are we gonna do here?"
Vishara has like backed herself against the wall, and it is just like so confused.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us. You good, Vishara? You need help? Maybe moving towards the exit a little bit? I feel like things are getting a little real in here.
You hear the rushing of feet coming up the stairs as the suit of armor and the female half-ogre emerge. The female half-ogre comes up, "No fight! No fight!" And she looks around ready, fists bared, as the suit of armor similarly steps closer.
Salvatore's gonna run, it just hands up, like towards the half. You say ogre or orc?
Half ogre.
Ogre.
Half ogre and be like,
Yep.
no fight. It's just a misunderstanding. We're figuring it out with words up here and a little bit of roars. We're okay. We're okay, right, everybody? And he turns to the group in question. Right, everybody?
We'll be more right when she admits that she's a cheat and a liar.
In the confusion, in the chaos, you see that the table has been wiped clean, and Alyssa's pockets are bulging out a little bit more, and she is just kind of backing away very slowly. Easy, easy, I don't want no trouble, just little old me.
Huh.
All right, just a point of clarity, DM, above the tabletop. When you say the table is clean, does that mean that she's also taken winnings that aren't hers?
Mm-hmm.
No. She only,
Okay.
I mean, like, the table's cleaned in her area. She's already swept up. Yeah, basically what I'm saying is that even in this chaotic situation, she's very much about preserving like her money. It was where her mind was at, is what I'm saying.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And she looks to the female half ogre and says, Skuna, come on, you know me. I've been here for a while. This woman is accusing me of cheating. It's me, Alyssa, remember? And Skuna says, huh? Who?
Salvatore's gonna look at the Skuna, right? And say, is that right, Skuna?
Yep.
And say, hey, Skuna, how long you known Tarina for?
Tarina, she been here almost 10 days. And then Alyssa just kind of like, Skuna, we talked about this. I'm Alyssa. Well, there goes that.
I'm gonna turn to the group and be like, I think I found my pen pal.
Skuna's like really confused right now. She heard the bear, she sees the bear, but there's like nothing happening. There's not a fight, nothing going on. And she's just like looking around like, what do I do? I only know how to fight.
I'm gonna take that flower that Lulin gave me and just kind of mosey in between these two here and give it to Skuna and just make the peace sign and be like, it's okay here.
She looks at the flower and then she looks to the suit of armor. She takes the flower and she says, Clank, what do? Nothing being broken. And you hear like a disembodied voice coming from the suit of armor. As long as nothing's being broken, I think we're okay, Skuna. I look around, I don't see any trouble. But I would say I don't think Alan wants the bear in here. You're going to have to leave, madam.
What, don't you allow pets?
I've never seen a bear pet before.
Well, maybe you have a hard time looking through all of that armor. That helmet on, maybe your vision is obscured. The bear gets up and then goes and licks his face.
I believe I look perfectly fine. It is not time for my cleaning yet. Please stop.
All right, Beartooth. When this cheat redistributes her winnings to make things more fair, I will gladly take Beartooth outside.
Oh, so now we know this is Tarina. Tarina says, already told you, I ain't no cheat. And slowly backs away.
Aaron steps up, says,
At this time, this very moment, I need everybody to roll me initiative.
Son of a bitch.
Not combat. This is not combat initiative, just initiative to see who gets the first drop.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's been a good minute since I've rolled initiative in this
Main
game.
page, right smack dab in the middle. Main tab.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the main tab in the middle. Oh, yep. Okay, got it. Thanks. Cocked? No, okay.
Yeah, looks cocked.
Whatever the table says, it's 10, I guess.
Okay. You hear the commotion of the elf song kind of lightly begin to come back. But Taryn, you see Tarina kind of creeping backward, appearing on the surface just to kind of want to put space between her and the bear, avoiding danger. But your senses are picking up that, like, oh no, she's probably going to take off. And you have initiative at 21. Do you do anything?
Yeah, I want to try to stop her. I mean, do I have like time to say something, or is this like a action only kind of a thing, or?
You are in initiative order. So anything you can do in initiative order.
Okay. Tarina, hold up. We'll make this right. I want to talk to you. We want to find out. I've just got some questions to ask. We'll make the money square. You can have all the winnings. Just hold up. Let me make this right.
Roll me persuasion.
Let's see.
I've got a above the tabletop question that is specific to Taryn. If you moved, like, I guess Nomad, is he technically within 5 feet of Tarina?
Yes.
Okay, so he would have a reaction if whatever action. Yeah. Okay.
And I can always kind of like I see that she's moving, so I might try to like stand here, right?
Sure. Yeah, I'm not trying to influence. I'm just really asking questions here. Yeah. Okay. So these each square we are saying 5 feet here.
Yep. Each square is 5 feet.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. Thanks.
All right. With that 9, Tarina is going to shout back. I think my time's kind of worn out here. My name was supposed to be kept secret. I got places to be, or rather I got places I can't be now. You do anything else, Taryn?
Yeah. So I say, okay, well, let's go to a safer spot. We'll be out of here in just a little bit. And I kind of like maybe in Thieves Can't say, hold up your end of the bargain.
She's going to reply back to you in Thieves Can't. Sometimes things change. This lady doesn't seem to get it.
There's a lot of things she doesn't get. Believe me, it's been a struggle. She won't be here. We can meet without her. How about just you and I? I'll buy you a drink. A nice one.
All right. I would say probably too much time has passed because there's only like 6 seconds. But that is noted. Right. Okay.
Yep.
And after your turn, it goes to Tarina. and she is going to turn and bolt. Pushing through a lot of the crowd, so I would say it's probably difficult terrain. I will say this space is all difficult terrain. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, dash action, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She gets to the door and reaches the door. And then she signs back to you, Taryn, in Thieves' Cant, 6 p.m. Bashara, do you do anything?
I think the Shard is just gonna look at Salvatore. Be like, what's going on?
Yeah, Salvatore's gonna look back at Vashar and be like, I think the core goal at this point is to just not die on the second floor. And I gesture back to the half ogre and the walking suit of armor and just be like, shaking my head back and forth, no. Keep the peace, I think, is the mission here.
Okay.
Does Taryn know anything? They're doing hand symbols next to, like, back and forth to each other as they're both running around this room. I don't know. I feel like we need to ask Taryn.
I'm actually gonna focus on Lulin. That seems right.
Good call.
And Vishara will move over to Lulin. And just say, hey, what's going on?
Well, I know she's lying and I know she cheated and I don't like cheaters and liars. It's not honest, it's not good, and it's not good what she did to those nice people and to Salvatore and you, and I just wanted to scare her into giving back the money.
Lulin, it's fine. We're here for another reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. I'm sorry.
How about we go outside and you can get some fresh air?
Yeah. Come on, Beartooth, and she climbs onto Beartooth's back.
And Vishara will start leading her downstairs and outside.
Nice.
Okay.
Salvatore's just gonna give a thumbs up on their way out and say, hey, you know, we're all good here. We signed up for this. I don't feel cheated. But thanks for looking out for us. And thanks for the flower.
She gives you another one.
Reminds me of home. Thank you. What color is the flower?
It's a violet.
Beautiful. I'm just gonna tuck it in between my my mail at the collarbone, just so it's kind of like sitting underneath my neck.
And then while she's leading her outside, Vishara will take her water skin off of her like belt or whatever and just like hand it to Lulin. Here, drink some of this.
Thanks.
Okay. Very interesting. So, as Lulin kind of leaves the immediate situation with the bear, Tarina, as she is about to open the door and probably take off through the window, she looks back and notices that she's gone, quickly looks to you, Taryn, and she signs over here. All right, and we are out of initiative order.
Nice.
Are you keeping Beartooth, Lulin?
Yes,
Okay.
we're now snuggle buddies
Nice.
for a while.
All right. Tarina opens this door and steps inside. Shoos a couple of people that were inside, and they start saying shit, but she just like stares daggers at them, and they're like, fine, whatever. And then she closes the door and steps further away. And I take the sign as like, I don't want to be close to anyone overhearing. And she looks at you and says, "Is that one of your acquaintances?"
Yeah. Unfortunately, we've been hitched together. We've been through stuff. Let's just come clean. It's been a hell of a day already. But I'd love to tell you, or I'd love to understand anything else you might know. I was told you might know something about the cultists.
Oh, really? Is that it? Well, you can tell that one a great big thanks. Trying to stay away from some people, and tonight was going to be my last night. I'd really rather not sleep in the streets if I don't have to. You want to know about the cult, huh? Excuse me. So you want to know about the cult, huh? Well, tell you what, since you got me into this mess, you make it worth my while, I'll tell you what I know. You have to do something for me first.
Okay, I'm ears.
Tarina's not my real name. Same with Alyssa, if you didn't catch on that yet. I was once a pirate. My name was Rhonda Thunderbell. And you get the sense that was not her real name either.
Right.
It seems like the fakest name so far.
I used to serve a Captain Morosco Cesprin of the Uncivil Serpent. Faithfully, I might add, for months. But I had a falling out, you might say. Been living my days quite comfortably ever since. But it appears they've found out where I am. I'm looking to relocate. I have a ship tomorrow morning, quite early, so I just need to make the night. You help me in that? Beat off any would-be pirates if they show up. I'll tell you everything I know about the cult before I leave. And tell you what, I can even make it worth your time. I know Nine Fingers. Personally, I might add.
Keen? You know Keen?
Aye.
And what would a guy like me? I wouldn't say that. And so you'd give an intro?
I'll put in a good word for you. Your name is, by the way?
Taryn.
Taryn.
Taryn Lightfinger. My real name, actually.
Oh. I wouldn't suggest that.
In that case, it's Cromwell Ravenwood.
Cromwell. That's a name I haven't heard. I like that. Might use that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're interested. We'd love to help you out. Maybe even the least we could do after the old bear scare there.
Bear might come in handy.
Bear might come in handy. Where are you holed up for the night? Where can we meet you?
Well, I've been staying in one of the rooms up here. nearby. Again, just need to make it through the night. I'm taking off early before light tomorrow, going on a ship far, far away. As long as you keep these old pirate companions off my tail, make it through the evening, tell you everything I know.
We need to sleep too. How big's the room? Is it like a common room? Is it a private room?
It's a private room, but you're welcome to stay if you can can get comfortable. Not sure there's going to be enough room for a bear, however.
Yeah. Take your pick. Bear, wolf, birds.
A veritable druid.
Veritable. Which all it means is a bunch of animal shit to me.
Everybody has their use.
Yeah. All right. At the very least, I will help you. Let me go see if how my friends feel about it. Where can we meet you?
Oh, I ain't going nowhere. I go out on the streets. Okay. There's a much better likelihood of being seen.
Okay. I'll be back.
Hey, tell that one she keeps her mouth quiet. I'll hand out some of the gold. I don't know. They're not even around anymore, but whatever. I have enough.
Right on. All right, I mosey on back. I give them the summary of what they just heard us say. What do you say, guys? This is our way to find out more about the cult. We almost lost our opportunity here.
The only thing we got, right? Well, so who actually is upstairs? Just sorry, above the tabletop again. So I thought Vishara and Lulin went downstairs.
Yeah, they're outside. Yep.
Okay, so
we would gather them back, I think, or meet them outside, wherever they were. I'd pull us all together.
Okay.
If it's not important, like the setting's not important, if we can just
totally agree. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe we can just say Salvatore saw things wrapping up and like ran downstairs and called him back in. You know, like, hey, we got a decision we got to make. Come here.
I'm sorry.
We're all good now.
Karen doesn't say a thing, just glares at her.
I would just say, maybe in the future, communication is a good thing, and making sure we're all on the same page before we start threatening folks with bears might be the best course of action. You know, hey, you feel threatened, you want to call a bear into the situation, look around a little bit. Maybe say, hey, is this a bear situation? Should I call a bear? And if people are looking like, yeah, I need to call a bear, then call a bear, you know?
I did, and I would have done that at home.
You know, Lila, not to argue, but I distinctly remember nudging you in the elbow and shaking my head back and forth in a no motion pretty vigorously.
Hey,
but
man,
that's okay,
she's been drinking.
Yeah,
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Things have been a little foggy.
Last thing I'm trying to do is argue with that. So maybe we can let bygones be bygones and let this be a lesson learned.
Okay.
Communication is key. We're a team. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had friends outside of my animals before. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just like gently kind of not flick, but just like prod the flower on my like kind of putting like a lapel of my my armor, and I just say, look, friend wouldn't give this to me, or someone who's not a friend wouldn't give this to me. You gave this to me. We're friends. I think something you might want to do is, try and make friends with more people in this group.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
I got you.
Aaron rolls his eyes and says, "Okay, so what are we doing here?"
Suddenly,
On that
hold on a
point,
moment,
Oh no! Suddenly,
you hear the elf song sing again, but this time it's different. You've kind of heard this siren sing the tune of the elf song, kind of floating here and there. But now it goes again. And although it kind of starts the same where you're kind of just used to it and it's just noise, now like everybody kind of stops and listens.
Salvatore just kind of looks around, looks at Tara, and says, "Is this normal? What's going on here?"
This is not normal. I said, "Oh my god, wait, listen to the words."
Should I pull my sword out? What's going on here?
I don't know.
So I've put the song's words in the chat. Go ahead and read those.
Oh, that's eerie.
I turn to the group and say, sounds like word's starting to spread.
No, it's not what it sounds like to me. This sounds
Sound
like
like
word
to you,
hasn't
Darren.
spread yet. Oh, sorry. I somehow dragged that and dropped it again.
It's okay.
This sounds like it's all pre-companion snuffing out. This is probably what they used to sing. But interestingly, look, cloven feet and demons. There sure was an awful lot of sulfur around that.
Aaron, I mean, I don't know much about history or what happened before myself or my family was born, but what I do know is when I was raised, my parents taught me that history repeats itself. So I hear these words and I think maybe it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Yeah, I mean, it does juxtaposed what they fought against and what they just failed against. And the hellfire we saw. Eerie. It's eerie. And to overtake the elf song.
I notice Raima, right?
Yep.
Is still in the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
How is she reacting to this song?
She's kind of oblivious. She's foreign, so she's not like from Baldur's Gate. She's kind of just like paying attention. She's just in wonderment right now at everything that's going on. She thinks it's absolutely wonderful that a bear randomly showed up. But a lot of the other patrons that did not immediately flee are kind of like muttering to each other, like, "What the hell? You hear that? Hellriders? Elturel? Oh yeah, didn't Elturel disappear?" Or like, "Yeah, there's all those refugees out the city." Now they're kind of like starting to spread rumors and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nomad.
Yes.
How much would Vishara know about the initial coming of the companion? Like, she's not old enough to have been around when it happened, and she's not like of station, so I don't know how much education she would have gotten.
Make me
But
a make me a history check. Ooh. Let's see.
Got my fingers crossed over here.
You, being in El Terrell, living and growing up there and everything, you've definitely heard enough growing up. It's a pretty common tale. You know that in its storied past, at one time, the High Rider, so like there's the Hellriders of El Terrell, and their leader is the High Rider. At one point in El Terrell's history, the High Rider actually ended up being a high vampire, infiltrating its way into the hierarchy of El Terrell and kind of took over the city in an undead army of vampires and zombies. And they terrorized El Terrell. The way that this High Rider was defeated was Thavius Krieg prayed so fervently to Torm and the gods of justice and good that they blessed him and El Terrell with the companion. And the companion shines bright divine light, so much that the undead could not bear to stay within El Terrell, because they would come out at night to terrorize the city, but they could no longer do that because the companion basically made it impossible. So then, because they could not be out in the light of day, nor the light of night thanks to the companion, the Hellriders swept through the city and defeated the High Rider and his undead horde.
Wow.
okay, so then having heard this song and her companion's thoughts, Vishara just shakes her head a little bit and no, the coming of the companion was combating undead. This was talking about the hells and devils. And remember the companion turned black. That was about what just happened.
Anyone that wishes to may also make another history check.
Well, I wouldn't begin to try and make a history check in this moment. I don't know anything.
Right. Taryn, you do not know anything about this history. Bashara knows about the companion. You guys all kind of know about the Hellriders coming from El Terrell, knowing that that's like the what do you call it? That's like the guards of Eltergard, the Force. The song spoke about the companion. It also spoke about the Hellriders. Okay. Anything else we want to do before we move on?
I guess the only thing I'd be curious about is it seems like the local patrons don't know anything about this, correct?
Taryn, make me a perception check. Anyone can make this perception check, actually. Ooh. Alright. Taryn and Lulin. You're both kind of like listening into the murmurs of the crowd as they're kind of like gossiping and rumor mongering to each other about this song and everything. You overhear an interesting bit of conversation concerning the Hellriders. Oh, Hellriders from Elturel, right? Ain't them the gits that went down into the hells or something ages ago? And yeah, they got their name for riding into hell. Imagine that, Hellriders.
Riding into hell.
The man looks at
Tracks.
The man looks at you like eyes open. He's definitely been drinking. Yeah, that's what I said. The Hellriders, they got their name from riding into hell. Oh, that was ages ago, though.
Yeah, back when they weren't real creative with their naming conventions.
No, I suppose not. I don't know why they call it the Flaming Fist. None of their fists are on fire.
Do you really mean they went into hell and did they fight something there?
Yeah, I imagine there were devils and shit.
Oh, that sounds terrible, Taryn.
Yeah, that's hell for you.
Salvatore just kind of picks us up on the periphery and be like, we're talking for real about people going into hell and riding things into that place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hell Riders. It only makes sense, isn't it?
I guess it depends on, like, what's an adjective and a noun. Are they riding hell? Are they riding into hell? I don't know.
No. They rode into hell.
God
And
damn.
How do they do
horses.
that? Any idea how they did
You
that?
see the Hell Riders, they ride on horses.
Horses. I'll be damned. You know how they get? Anybody know how they get in there? That's crazy.
No idea. Never got to that part. The Grandpappy knew a lot, though. Told me lots of stories. Did you know the Flaming Fists are in Chult? No? And then he like starts going on a complete different tangent.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna look over to Bashar and be like, this guy might not be the best source of information. Kind of like eye over to Tara and be like, maybe one too many.
Yeah, it makes sense. We can mull this over, while we keep watch tonight.
Sounds like we need a room and we need to sleep.
Well, I got us a room. Hopefully, there'll be plenty of time to sleep. What do you guys say to watching over Alyssa, Tarina, Rhonda?
Sure.
I think that if it helps give us a direction, then it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I think we want to know more about the cult, especially with the elf song change. I can't remember what that guy's name was, but the guy who gave us the quest, he's curious. It's a win-win.
My only question is, it's great that we have a place to sleep tonight. And I know we have each other's backs, but
The time is 3 p.m.
it seems that Tyrena question mark, she's in a different room. Is that correct? How do we make sure that she doesn't escape?
Well, if she escapes, then we're no better off than we were. But she said we could stay in her room, so we can get the room next door. We can all try to cram in there, see what it's like.
I misheard. I thought that she said she was in a single room. Which, it's been a long time since I slept on the floor. Maybe I was hearing what I wanted to. My bad.
Well, I think with today's winnings, we can splurge for another room too. But we'll probably want at least a couple of us in that room.
I was going to say we might want at least one other room, because I don't believe all 7 of us will fit very comfortably in Tarena's bedroom.
Yeah, or maybe there's another room that we can just move her into a larger, more common room where there's room for all of us.
You think Tyrena-ish would be open to that?
No, nothing to do but to ask. So we can just all I can go call her out, bring her close. We can just start to work out the details if the details are important.
I'm okay with that course of action. Above the tabletop, Nomad, would you be cool with Terran negotiating that with not Tyrena/Tyrena, and just saying on the side, Salvatore is trying to negotiate a larger suite for the group of people?
Yeah, definitely.
Or unless
yeah.
Terran, do you want to maybe do that negotiation, or how would you like to do that?
I'd like to move beyond the detailed logistics here.
Yeah.
If it's
Great.
if it's pertinent, then we can. If not, otherwise, let's just
we don't have to
Great.
roleplay that. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
All right, Salvatore's just gonna go downstairs real quick and be like, I found my pen pal. It turns out we're gonna need some room to write. So we probably need a big enough room for a lot of activities, say 6, 7, 8 people's worth of activity. Do you got anything like that?
Staying at an inn per day is dependent on the living condition of the room. So squalid is 7 copper pieces, aristocratic is 4 gold piece. The elf song I would say is modest, so it would be 5 silver per person.
All right, well say it's 2 people that need a lot of room for activities. 6 to 8 people's worth. Maybe split the difference a little bit there.
Make a persuasion check.
Shit. All right. Fuck.
Alan responds, things cost money, the price is the price.
All right. Split the 3/4 difference.
I got other people that would need rooms.
All right. So how much would it be for 1 room, 7 people?
That'd be 3 gold and 5 silver.
3 gold and 5 silver. Mental math. It's a lot of money. I don't know if we can swing that.
We can swing it.
Deal. Can I pay in the morning? Maybe half down, half in the morning? Only reason I ask is because my friend
right
is
away.
upstairs and they have all the money. All right. Run upstairs, get their money, run back to you.
Okay.
All right, I do that, and I say in the process, sorry, Taryn, I try my best, but sometimes it doesn't work out. I'm gonna need some money from you, if that's okay. that I got us all in one room.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. So how do you? I mean, Nomad, do you want to take it from us? Take it from me?
I've been tracking the money. So by
Okay.
the way,
I
I
thought so.
have adjusted your treasure inventories according to the game of Baldur's Bones, and then I'll take care of the rooms as well. No worries on that. All right, let's move forward.
Yes.
So what we got now is put you guys back on the ground floor. Okay. I'm gonna give you a new map. Back to the ground floor. Go ahead and move your tokens wherever you want.
Did we just come back down? Or what's
Yeah.
the context?
So this will be later in the day.
Okay, so like we've secured the room.
Yep.
We're just kind of like closing the day out.
Yep.
Right? Okay, cool.
Just gotta get Skuna back on the map along with.
All right. Well,
Okay, there we go.
I guess I would turn to the group and say, where do y'all want to post up for the night? Seems like we got some dinner and ales to familiarize ourselves with.
I like the cozy armchair up here by the potted plant.
Lunan curls up by the fire.
All right. So, we move in to the afternoon as you've all agreed to keep an eye out for Tarina's pursuers. Tarina ? And as long as she makes it through the night, unharmed, I'll tell you everything that she knows about the cult. You stay there, engaging in whatever bar activities you wish, passing the time away, just kind of keeping an eye out. Then
Is it a problem that she's upstairs without us? Like, there's windows.
no.
I was gonna ask about that. Like, is Tarina still upstairs? Or?
Yeah, Taryn left that room and, you didn't hear the sound of any breaking window or anything, and then she would have moved around. You probably would have seen her go into her room.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just thinking more along the lines of like could people's like come in from the roof or something? They're pirates, not ninjas, so I don't think so. But you never know, right? Like,
yeah.
Pirates know how to use grappling hooks and rope, you know.
They do.
They can,
But should we be near her? Is that a thing, or
As
we just
far
do it
as
this
you
way?
know, they're not assassins. They're just pirates.
Right.
So,
Okay.
all right. But right around 11 o'clock p.m., as the night is well on its way and a few of the patrons are even perhaps dozing off, you see 8 motley humans saunter into the tavern. The leader is a brawny man with a cloudy right eye, a cruel sneer, and a pirate's swagger. The others are an unsavory, rowdy bunch, acting as if they own the place. They move past Skuna and Clank, who don't appear to have any sort of issue. And you see the man stop in the middle with loud boot falls. Evening, gentlemen and gentlewomen. We're looking for an old friend of ours. He sniffs the air. Goes by the name Tarina, or so I'm told. Likes to cheat at Baldur's Bones.
Oh boy.
She's expecting you, I say.
Oh, is that so? And who might this fine gentleman be?
Well, I'm the one that's not gonna let you find her.
Oh, is that so? And he steps up. And you see the other pirates as they kind of do that thing where they're trying to intimidate, rolling their shoulders and stuff. Tell you what, I'll make it worth your while. Tell me where she is. I won't gotcha.
How about I make you an offer? I have a bear. That's not a bearskin rug you see over there.
Beartooth picks his head up, growls a little bit.
I see that bear. What you gonna do with it?
That depends. Are you threatening?
I'm not threatening, I'm promising. Tell me what Tarina is right now. I've been waiting way too long for this.
She doesn't want to see you.
Well, I think that's too bad. Alright, boys, we got some live ones. Everyone, roll me initiative.
Man, there goes my nat 20.
Mine too.
Dang. Hey, Silver Lining, you've rolled 2 tonight. That's pretty cool.
True.
Alright, let me just clean up my combat tracker a little bit.
Yeah, sorry again, my character was going all over the map. I normally use the up, down, left, right keys to move the map around, and for some reason I did the right thing to make that move my character instead, so my apologies.
No worries. Alright, Taryn, so we begin at the top of initiative order with you. You see these pirates brandish their blades. The captain has a scimitar and a dagger, as the two bandits are both wielding scimitars. They look itching for a fight. What do you do?
Draw my bow. And actually, I've got a discrepancy on my character sheet. I noticed it today. I think I'm proficient in crossbow, but I have a short bow. And
simple weapons, hand crossbows. I think a short bow is simple.
Oh,
Yep, it's a simple ranged weapon, so you're good with that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I would start with the bow. And is it Alt?
Control.
And
Yep, control left click to target.
Okay, when I do control, it gives me, it changes my toolbar from the Fs to the C1, C2, C3.
Well, so control and then left click on the token that you want to target, and then you should see an arrow pop up. You see that? Now when you let go of it, you, one click. There you go.
You see it? I don't see it.
Okay, do it once. I see it right there. Yep.
Okay. All right. So we'll go to. Is it going to invent? Oh gosh, how did I forget how to do this? Notes. Is it actions?
Action.
Yep, it would be on actions.
Short bow. Got it.
I can't remember.
How I do it?
Aaron, honestly, I'm just glad that you went first, so I didn't have to. Like, thank you.
All
Like,
right. Taryn very quickly takes out his short bow, knocks an arrow, shoots it at one of the pirates, but it misses. Oh, you bleeding bastard! What do you do?
All right. For my bonus move, I will I'll seek shelter
Behind the bear.
behind the bear.
All right. Does that end your turn?
That ends my turn.
Okay, Lulin, you have received initiative order. What are you doing?
Okay. I am going to trying to see my spells. Actions, there we go. Cast Entangle
Okay.
on the gentleman.
Awesome.
We got
So,
right here.
yep,
Where do you want it? Like that?
that looks good.
Okay.
Nice.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say to Sharon, oh, so now the bear's okay. And then proceed to Beartooth.
Okay, one first level spell slot, and then for your companion, you have to give them commands using your bonus action. I
Okay.
believe. Okay, yeah. In combat, the spirit shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. The only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. The action can be done in its stat block or some other action.
I think he's gonna come up and do a bite attack.
Okay.
This guy.
Okay. So Lulin ends her turn, and Beartooth is going to run up. Does entangle? Yeah, it's difficult terrain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. He's going to target the captain with a bite attack. Or, he's got freezing seed.
Oh, this
Yeah. You gotta open up the stat block. Do you want him to still move up?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's a ranged attack, so it's gonna be made at disadvantage.
Well, then never mind.
Okay.
No bet.
Okay, so he is going to shoot a freezing seed.
Yes.
Plus your proficiency bonus is 2.
So I roll a d6.
2. All right, there we go. He rolls a 9. A freezing seed sprouts out of Beartooth and shoots out at the captain, who bats it away with his scimitar, crashing it to the floor. You're gonna have to do better than that, Barrow. And then we move on to Vishara.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Bane.
Okay.
That would be the second button under Bane, right? To force the save, or...
Yes, that dice.
Oh,
They all fail.
oh,
Lovely.
nice. What does Bane do?
They now have a minus 1d4 to all attack rolls and saving throws. So Vishara extends a palm out, whispers a prayer to her god or goddess, and you see all of the pirates kind of recoil. Oh, you bastard.
Nice.
And we'll move over here.
Okay. All right.
And that's it.
And thus takes us to the unknown rowdy man. I'm trying to see Entangle just to make sure. Oh, you never did the saving throw, Lulin.
Okay.
So I have them all targeted. Go ahead and click the cast button on Entangle to see if they get restrained.
That's the right one?
Nope, the cast button is the dice to the right. The dice button. You hit the little standing man button.
Yeah, that's what I need to double click.
Nope, you hit the wrong button. You hit the little standing man button. You gotta hit the one that looks like a dice. Should be the third one.
I have two little standing men.
Extend your character sheet to the right a little bit, and then you should see more. Unentangle. You see more buttons? You can also click on the magnifying glass, and then it'll open them up.
That might be working. Okay, now I see the cast.
There you go. Yep, hit the cast.
Wow.
Alright, they all do fail. So they are entangled. So then you hit that first button to maintain concentration, and then hit that second button. Yeah, hit all the buttons. Because that other one is the restrained.
That it?
There you go.
Okay.
Alright, so now the rowdy man is restrained. And he is going to throw a dagger at Lulin. Oh, that was... It's accidentally melee. But either way, he misses. The dagger goes burying into the fireplace behind Lulin. Taking us to the other pirates. Creature, Pirate 1 is going to target Vishara and shoot a bolt out of a light crossbow at her. And that is blocked by her armor as it glances across her chest. And the third pirate is going to target Lulin with another light crossbow ranged attack. And this one is dodged as well. Salvatore, you have received initiative. What are you doing?
The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get over here. Just to, well, unless that puts me in the entangle, it looks like it's on the edge.
Not.
Okay, cool. Just to, put myself between them and my friends. The next thing I'm gonna do is as I draw my weapon, I'm gonna slowly look down, grab the hilt of my blade, and looking across my chest, reaching from right to left to grab this out of my waist. I noticed the violet flower that Lulin gave me earlier, and something across the room is going to pulse in the same color around the unknown rowdy man, and I will be compelled to cast the Hexblade Curse on this individual. So I'm gonna click on that button here.
Oh, you gotta target him.
Oh, sorry.
Control left click.
Right? Yeah, sorry, thank you. Good.
Yep, there you go. Now hit the button. And he is hex cursed, and then you want to hit that second button to put the proper information on yourself. There you go.
Nope.
Second, what do you call it? The
It's like a racket.
second standing man button. There you go. Oh, no, that's the first one.
Oh,
There should be 3 buttons. The middle one is the plus sign. You want to hit the last one.
I got a standing man on the left, a plus button in the middle, and then a blank.
Hit that blank. It might not be showing up to you. That might be what's going on. If you click the magnifying glass on the far right, it'll give you all the different options below it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, gotcha.
I
Cool.
think that's
Good
my
call.
extension that's doing that to you guys. I think I understand what's happening now. Okay. Yes. So
Did that
now
work
you
for you?
have that extra damage as well as your critting on a 19 or 20.
Great, love it. And then as I draw my sword out, I'm gonna point it at that unknown gentleman that I just cursed, and he's pulsing with different colors of light purple, violet, lavender, to me at least. And I'm gonna say, "You are gonna touch these people." And as I say that, a black ball is gonna, like black, just ball of electricity is gonna form near the palm of my hand and shoot out through my sword, and I'm gonna cast out Eldritch Blast on him.
Oh,
Oh, damn. 23
Yeah, nice.
hits. You see this blast of eldritch energy shoot out from Salvatore's outstretched weapon, and it crashes into the chest of the leader of the pirates. Roll damage.
Which I will do when I remember how to do that. I am so sorry.
It should be on Eldritch Blast, so the first blood icon. Eight points of force damage cracking into him. A bunch of spellcasters. 50 gold to any man that brings me that halfling.
I just kind of look surprised in the moment, but steadfast, shaking it off and thinking, all right, let's go. And I put my shield up with the sword at the ready. Let's do this.
All right. And thus ends your turn. You see as Skuna and Clank at the front of the door are looking around, but oddly enough, they are not interfering. They're just keeping a close eye. Perhaps if they're just waiting to see if any damage would happen. But they're not stepping in. We go back to the top of the order with Terran Lightfinger. The pirates are entangled in the middle of this bar with all of these grasping vines, and people are scrambling out of the way. What do you do?
Take another pot shot at that guy I missed the first time.
All right.
Do you see him selected?
No.
Yeah.
There he is.
Okay. Okay, great. And then we'll do it all over again. Oops.
This arrow strikes true, aided by the pirate being unable to move from the entangling vines. You gain advantage and hit. Your arrow
Nice.
sinks into his shoulder. Roll damage.
Ooh, I like
10
that.
points of
There you go.
damage. Ah! He looks hurt.
That's what I like to see. That's what I like in an enemy. Hurt.
Don't forget you have sneak attack. Because you had advantage on that shot, so you would be able to use sneak attack. I will let you use that retroactively if you want.
Okay.
Roll
So
me a
I'll just declare
D6.
I'm doing this. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep, and we'll just add that.
Nice.
1 point
touch.
of damage. The
One more thing you
pirate
had.
perishes.
Oh,
no way! Oh my god! Nice.
All right, Taryn, what else you got?
I'm going to hide for my bonus action. I'm going to move here and then hide behind Salvatore.
Okay, and you can do that thanks to halfling stuff.
Yeah, and to cunning action. So do I need to do anything special on my character sheet to show that I'm hidden, or?
Go down to generic actions and double click on hide.
Generic actions, hide, got it.
Nice.
All right, you rolled a 25. I believe that will end your turn, Taryn. So we move to Lulin. What are you doing?
Would Lulin be able to do burning hands and put one hand on each of them?
Burning hands is a cone in front of you. So burning hands would look like it's a 15-foot cone, so it would look like that.
Okay.
Just remember there are other patrons around.
Right.
Ooh.
Yep. But you
Those,
could get
those
you could
patrons
get
look like they're in that cone.
the cone like this, I would say no. So you could get both of them.
Okay.
It's like we might break some stuff though, right?
Yes.
Am I what?
It might break some stuff.
Yep. You'd be starting the tables on fire.
Whoopsies.
Seems like they don't like that.
Yeah. Instead, she will, she doesn't like to, hit people. That's the problem. I don't know, I think she's gonna go up and she'll just slap him across the face. I hate it when people fight.
All right, go ahead and move your token. That's what you're doing. That is 15 feet of movement because of the difficult terrain.
Yep.
And who are you slapping? The big pirate guy or the other pirate guy?
Captain.
Okay. Go ahead and make an unarmed attack. I will add that.
Okay.
That hits on a 17.
Great. Love it.
Go ahead and roll damage. Fortunately, your strength modifier is 0, so you do no damage.
Of course not. And then bonus action, I'm gonna have Beartooth like teleport by both of these guys
Okay.
so that they take cold damage.
Oh, sick.
Yes. Let me see. Freezing teleportation.
Yeah.
All right. Up to 15 feet. But he can go.
Anywhere as close as
He would
you
have to
can.
move first.
Move?
So we'll have him move there, and then he can go there.
Okay.
The Beartooth steps up, and then boom! Ice kind of forms and then drops to the ground as Beartooth disappears and reappears behind both of the pirates.
Awesome.
They must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. And somehow, even with disadvantage and Bane, they both succeed.
No.
Still cool.
Alright, Vishara, you are up. You there, Vishara? There we are.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What are you doing?
How messed up is unknown rowdy man looking? Like previously wounded, or
He does not look too bad, but what you can do is you can make me an insight check.
They'll take an action.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, you don't know.
He looks like he just got out of bed. Ate like a 4 egg yolk protein shake. Looks great.
I am gonna go ahead and curse unknown rowdy man with Path to the Grave.
Ooh. Okay.
And just look at Salvatore and just be like, hit him again.
Alright, so Path to the
And her eyes
Grave.
just sort of like darken for a second as she mutters, like, she doesn't even know. And then the guy's veins just kind of become black for a second.
Okay. Vishara's veins slowly seep this black, viscous blood inside of her. It looks quite frightening as it slowly spreads and her palm outstretched, the fingertips turn black. As you see the same thing suddenly shoot out of her and appear on the man. He is now cursed on a path to the grave. And he is granting vulnerability to the next attack against him. Alright. And you see Skuna suddenly shout, "Oh no, there's murder now!" And then she is going to step up 5, 10, 15,
Oh boy.
25, 30. And that is as far as she can get with a regular movement, and she is going to dash to get right there.
Oh,
And that
boy.
takes us to the man. He is going to use his action to attempt to get out of the restraint. This is against a 13, and he is unsuccessful.
Great.
Takes us to the other pirate, who is going to just swipe out Dropping the light crossbow, taking out his scimitar, he is going to swipe out at Lulin. And it is blocked as he rolls a 13.
Awesome.
Salvatore, you're up.
Well, I believe Salvatore heard Bashara say something very specific. Bashara, would you mind repeating that?
Hit him again.
Salvatore's gonna hear that and get just a little excited and be like, I got this! And slam his sword against his shield before he starts charging in. And right as he slams his sword against his shield, another ball of black, just electric energy shoots out from in between the sword and the shield directly at this unknown rowdy man, and another eldritch blast flows from it.
Okay. He is, okay. He is going to take his sword and attempt to parry this blast using his reaction, but it is still not enough. You hit on a 21. Five points of damage, doubled to 10 force damage as this bolt cracks into him and he cries out in pain, but he's still up.
And then as that ball of black energy leaves my shield and sword, I'm gonna kind of take a step back and just kind of be surprised again, having no idea what's going on, and kind of notice that Lulin is now being flanked by Skuna, and I'm gonna take one step over here, you know, kind of kick the chair out of the way, and just say out loud, Skuna, we didn't start this. You know, we've listened to you and we've followed your rules. They started this, and I guess that'll end my turn.
You kill. You get Flaming Fist involved. And we move up to Clank, who says,
Shit.
Initiating protective protocol. Murder is a capital offense. Flaming Fist will be here soon. Must get out. And it is going to move there. And then dash to get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that takes us to the top of the order. But it is past time. So we are going to have to end.
Right on.
So, here we are at final call. As everyone is slowly exiting the bar. Our adventurers are lined up, waiting for their final salute. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thanks for listening to our tale, hanging out at the tavern around the fire, engaging in all the shenanigans that are going on. I hope that you have kept your mug full this entire time, and if not, go ahead and tip those bad boys back. I'm on YouTube, I got Twitter, I got Facebook, Discord. Check out my Games Master profile on startplayinggames.com. You know, get a hold of me, see what's going on. Say hi. I want to play some more D&D. I want to play more campaigns as much as is feasibly possible without driving my fiance insane and without overdoing it, burning out, because that happens as a dungeon master. We just have so much fun. We enjoy what we're doing, and sometimes we bite off a lot more than we can chew. But I think I have a pretty damn good balance, and we'll see how that progresses into the future months and years, you know. Excuse me. I also have the other campaign, Tomb of Annihilation, which we are continuing Sundays, but it's going earlier. Oh, I got the hiccups. I always get the hiccups at this time. Yeah, we're still kind of cementing a time. 7 p.m. was looking like it, but that's still too late for me now because I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. So I gotta be asleep 8 to 9 p.m. So we're gonna see exactly what works out. But again, join the Discord. stay up to date on all that stuff. But that's kind of all I got. Bittersweet. Great session. Really hope it's not the last, but you know, sometimes that's just how life throws it at you. Changing shifts, changing an entire home schedule, going from second to first shift. But the final call is said, so go ahead and tip your mugs back, finish whatever it is you're drinking. Thank you so much for being here with us. This